Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, part of the furniture with me, Daniel. It's season 11, episode 7, and today we're in a weird situation again, just as we were in our other series, The Head Coach, last year, as we play our last Premier League game of the season after the scheduled season's already finished. You can see all bar 4 teams have completed their year. It's just us v Spurs today, and then Liverpool v Everton as well. A Merseyside derby that couldn't have much more resting on it, as the winner of that game gets into the top 4 at the expense of this year's surprise package, Burnley. But we're focused on our Tottenham game. There's absolutely nothing for us to play for. Unless we win, we can't move places, and it's highly unlikely that we're going to get a victory. But after a brilliant run of form in recent weeks, I'm really delighted with where we are after our first year in the league. It's a little bit surprising to see Alex Neil in charge of Spurs, but they've had a really good season as well. They're up in 3rd place and into the Champions League, so they're going to have a good year next season. We will do our end of season review after the game to look at all the players and how they've been getting on, but I just wanted to show you a couple of these team stats quickly. Despite having the lowest average attendance of the season, our low wage bill has meant we've kept running at a profit. We've got the best yellow card record in the league, just 23 in 37 games, the 7th best defence in the league, which is absolutely remarkable. For those of you that have followed the last 2 or 3 years, you'll know what a surprise that is, and a positive change of course. And then we've got the 10th best attacking record in the league too, so after all my criticism early in the year about not scoring goals and maybe having to change formation was proven to be completely unfounded, as once Lee Rutherford got going, we've really ended up doing quite well. But before we get into that final game of the season and meet a few surprises in the lineup and on the subs bench, let's go and have a look at the schedule since the last episode. You were with me on the 5th of March as we played Everton. It was a really poor performance before our youth intake, and our youth intake wasn't great either, so it was a very disappointing episode, but since then we've done remarkably well and picked up some of our most famous results of the series so far. We went the rest of March without playing a game, so we did play a couple of friendlies just to make sure we kept match fit, and then 4 weeks later we played Southampton at home and stormed to a 4-1 win. Lindstrom and Rutherford with a goal, and Adam Lewis into the lineup with a brace. He scored a brilliant free kick in this game. We lost 1-0 at home to Bournemouth, disappointing one next time out. Bournemouth nicked a late winner, but in truth they should have been out of sight, as we got absolutely outplayed in that one. To be fair, we got outplayed in the Southampton game as well. They had 3 times the amount of shots of us, but we managed to nick a 4-1 win somehow. We then went to Old Trafford and managed to nick a point. A late goal from Lee Rutherford after being outplayed again made sure we got a result at the Theatre of Dreams. And then away at Anfield we went one better than that with a 2-1 win against Liverpool, and it was a sweet day for 2 of our players. Coelho on loan from Everton, the Merseyside rivals, he got the first goal, and then Lee Rutherford, who was let go for just £3.5 million by Liverpool, managed to get what turned out to be the winner against them. We followed that up with back-to-back draws at home to Aston Villa. They had an early sending off, but they held firm in the end, and then 1-1 at St James's Park. Andy Pope with a late goal after Kozil opened the scoring for us. We had a 1-0 defeat at home to Chelsea last time out, but that was of course to be expected. We've struggled a few times at home when teams sit behind the ball and then they counter us at pace and we just can't cope, but Chelsea certainly deserved to win in the end. And now we've got a difficult game on the final day of the season v Spurs, but luckily for us there's nothing riding on it. So let's go and get into it and meet our lineup for today. The FA Cup finals on the same day as well. What on earth's going on there? And why is it a 3 o'clock too? There's some very strange things going on later in this series. Tottenham are the heavy favourites as you'd expect. We've both got 2 players out. For us it's 2 of our first 11. Leclerc and Allingham both unavailable, so they're going to be missed today, but we've still got 11 good players. It does allow us to give some youngsters some game time, so we've got Ross Taylor coming in at centre half, and then Ray Probert, who we mentioned in the last episode. He came through in the youth intake the year before. He's been developing really well in the under-18s, and he deserves his chance today. Rami Hassan's come onto the bench as well, as he's made a few sub-appearances too. So Hassan's come off the bench 3 times in the league this year, and Probert's actually made a few appearances now. If we go and have a look, he's made 6 off the bench, and he continues to improve quite quickly. So I think he could be a superstar for us, and he's going to get a chance to start for the first time today. So as a result, our line-up in full is Maxwell in goal, Cisse and Lonergan in the fullbacks with Bedger and Taylor in the middle. Foster's back in the holding role. We did play our new holding midfielder for a few games, but he's picked up a little knock and not quite returned to fitness, and Foster's done okay since coming back in. Lindstrom's on the right. We've got Vinicius Coelho in the middle, and then Probert and Kozil behind Rutherford up front, though we may drop Probert back once we get into the game. Let's get into it though and see if we can get a result. A brilliant last day of the season. There's no pressure on us at all all so we can go out and attack, and fingers crossed we can spring a surprise. It's the 4-2-3-1 for Spurs. There's no recognisable names left now. They've got Diakabi at centre-back, who's a real player. The other 10 are all regens, although I guess 11 years in you'd probably expect that, so we're not entirely surprised. Let's go and talk to the lads and see what we want them to do. Jellin wants them to do it for the fans. We're going to tell them there's no pressure on them. It worked at Anfield, so maybe it'll work again. Let's drop Probert back. We'll keep him as the advanced playmaker, but from that central midfield position. Lindstrom's going to drop back as a winger on support. We don't want to get caught out too much today, but after that we can carry on as we were, and in fact we're going to put Lindstrom back to attack. Why are we trying to go defensive today? It doesn't matter if we lose by 5. Let's get into the first half. It's Spurs with the kickoff. They've got the ball in the middle. We're not going to recognise many of the names, so we'll just provide a more general commentary as Hancock gets it out to the left hand side. Probert wins it back and gets a good early touch on the ball, and with 5 minutes gone it remains 0-0 as we get through the only highlight of the match so far. It's Tottenham with a throw in at right back. Jones Dodd who takes it. James flicks it on, but only as far as Coelho. It may be his last game for us today. Everton are looking to give him a chance in the first team, so we've really struggled to try and get him back on loan, and I don't think we'll be able to afford a transfer. Here's Coelho again. He finds Probert the youngster. Into Rutherford. It's a good tackle by Diakabi, and he hoofs it long, but only as far as Taylor. Kozl's got an overlap if he can find it, but in the end he's gone back to Foster, and he plays a 1-2 with him in the end. Kozl delivers. The centre half misses his header, and Rutherford volleys it in. His 15th league goal of the season, and it's probably the pick of the bunch. What an absolute rocket that was, on the volley from just behind the penalty spot. A brilliant effort from Rutherford. We lead 1-0 at the Tottenham Stadium. A brilliant effort from us, and Bedger's got the ball at centre back again as we hoof the ball away long. Here they've got the ball in the middle. Spurs coming forward on the left to Kiembe. Foster's mopping up well in that anchorman role, but we're just hoofing it to no one at the moment. We're giving away possession again, and that's not the way we normally play. We're lacking a little composure. It is certainly something on our summer transfer list to get a real top quality central midfielder in, possibly in place of Allingham, although we may need 2 if Coelho's not there. Kiembe heads the ball over the bar, and it remains 1-0 to Torquay with 20 minutes gone. We're talking about a second central midfielder just to try and go to a more traditional 4-3-3. Lindstrom's now trained up to competent on the right wing, and he could be accomplished by the start of next year, so if we can get him into that more advanced role, then it gives us a more sensible shape. Here's Kiembe on the left. Gets it to the edge of the box for Spurs. They're having lots of possession, over 60% in fact, but they're not getting many shots away with that possession. Here they come into the box with Duque though. A brilliant save by Maxwell, who tips it over the bar behind for a corner. A wonderful bit of goalkeeping. Here comes the delivery, an in-swinger from Spurs, but we don't see it come to anything, and it remains a 1-0 lead. Here they are on the right hand side though. Kiembe's unmarked to the back post. James slides in as it's knocked back across goal, and that's a really poor one to concede. We've done really well at the back in the last few games, ever since that Everton game in truth, but we didn't do too well there and didn't cover ourselves in glory at all. Lawrence had a free header at the front post for Spurs as they have another in-swinging corner, but it remains 1-1 and we're doing okay with 15 minutes to the break. Spurs are certainly on top though, and they're coming forward with Hancock. We're going to drop ourselves back to balanced mentality as we're really starting to get overrun, and although I said it doesn't matter if we lose by 5 or not, we really don't want it to be embarrassing. Yevtushenko has a shot from the edge, but it's just over the bar, and we survive again with just over half an hour gone. It's a throw on the right for Cisse, in towards Lindstrom, brings it down well and it's blocked away, but the flag's up for offside and I'm not quite sure why, but with 10 minutes to the break it's still level. Half time then, it's 1-1 at the break. Tottenham have had slightly the better of the game, but we're delighted to be level. We're really competing against the big sides this season, something I didn't expect. I thought we'd be rolled over 4 or 5 every time, but aside from that Everton game really, we've done quite well and only lost by 1 or 2 at most. Here's Foster to Probert, who's really conducted himself well in this game, not got the best rating, but he's certainly competed with most of the team. Cisse with a throw on the right though, in towards Lindstrom, he's got the ball back to Probert. Oh, it could have been a dream goal. I think it might have even hit Taylor on the way through, who was in an offside position. Otherwise Probert may have had his first Premier League goal. Duque flicks it on for Tottenham. Lonergan Irwin wins it back and switches it to Cisse. You don't like to see them playing across their own goal from that sort of range, just 20-25 yards out, but we got away with it in the end, although Lindstrom couldn't get on the end of the pass. Here's Kiembe on the left hand side. He's beaten a man at the back post and tried to deliver it in, but it's blocked away only as far as the midfielders as Spurs are coming forward again. You'll notice I'm naturally avoiding the 2 two big long names in central midfield for Spurs. I'm not going to have a go at them at quick pace, although they've got to throw on the left-hand side now. Kiembe gives it away to Coelho. Rutherford's one-on-one here. Can he beat his man? He can't, but surely that's a foul. Even the commentary highlighted it, but unfortunately nothing was given by the referee. Here's Torquay on the right-hand side. Inside to central midfield, and Spurs have just got that three-man barrier who keep possession all game long. Hancock runs into the bench unopposed. He manages to get a shot away, but a brilliant save by Stevie Maxwell keeps it level, although Spurs have now got a corner. James has lost out in the air, but it's only behind again, and it's a third in succession for Spurs, who are really starting to dominate, and they're creating chances and pressure. Lauren gets the front post header again. Not the first time we've said that today, but this time it goes wide of the post, and now we're back with a Taylor free kick. He finds Lindstrom on the right hand side. Taylor Cisse's on the overlap. Back inside to Lindstrom, and he's given the ball away. A poor pass which only finds Diakabi. James in midfield. He gets out to Kiembe on the left hand side. Spurs coming forward. They put Torquay in. That's always going to be a goal. A brilliant counter attack from Spurs, and we are behind now with 5 minutes gone in the second half. They've really deserved it since the break. Spurs on the left hand side with Hancock. He delivers into Torquay. He's headed away, only as far as Jones Dodd. Cleared away again, but only as far as the central midfielders on the edge, and it's out to Dodd again on the right hand side. Into James, who's lost out in the air. He doesn't seem to be the best aerially, but he's creating chances on the floor. Coelho's got the ball away now, and can we create a dangerous counter? Here's Rutherford on the left, in towards Probert, who's never getting there. He isn't having the greatest of games, but there's no point us taking him off this time. Badger gets it into Coelho. Here's Irwin to Kozel. Now Rutherford again. It sounded like two broken bits of commentary that. I can assure you it wasn't. I just got sidetracked mid-sentence. Cisse loses the ball, the highlight ends, and now Lindstrom's got it on the edge again. He finds Cisse into Rutherford, front post attacking the ball, and all the chances from that right wing have finally paid dividends as Rutherford puts one in at the front post, his second goal of the game. Let's go and make some changes with 20 minutes left. Lindstrom's having a poor game. Rami Hassan's going to come on for yet more football. He prefers to be in a support duty, so we're just going to drop him back a little. Lonergan Irwin's had a poor game at left back, so Adam Lewis will come on. If we get a free kick, we'll certainly be dangerous from that. And Probert could come off, but I'm going to take Ben Foster off instead. We're going to bring on the young holding midfielder, who's waited patiently for his chance. He picked up a knock after 2 or 3 games, so we'll get a second opportunity now. 15 minutes to go. By comparison, Frankie de Jong's just been brought on by Spurs. I noticed they've got Courtney Otte on the bench. Obviously a hero for us in the championship winning season. Here's Hancock at the back for Spurs though. He can't get off the bench for him, so there must be a good side as Lawrence got the ball to Hancock. Here they come again. Are they going to create one more chance? Duque's got past his man easily, and it's a lovely switch of play, but Hassan does well. Naturally a defensive winger, he has got good defensive attributes, and he seems to be competing well and helping out his fullback. Here are Spurs on the edge again with Kiembe. Deflects, but Maxwell adjusts well, and he manages to hold on to it too, and with 10 to go it's still 2-2. We're back with Rutherford on halfway with just 2.5 minutes to go. It'd be a great time to nick the 3 points, but I don't know how we'd match it next year. It would take us up to 9th place, I think, which would be absolutely insane. As it stands, we're still in the bottom half, though Kozel's just put it in. 2 minutes to go. Hassan, the youngster, was crucial to that goal. Delivers it in, Rutherford flicks, and Kozel puts the ball in the back of the net. A brilliant piece of work, and now we've just got to see out the last minute and stoppage time. Taylor heads the ball away at centre half. It's out wide to Jones Dodd on the right for Spurs though. He cuts it inside to Torquay. Brilliant block by Lewis. And as the corner's about to come in, we're going to drop to cautious. We're going to time waste all the time. And in transition, we'll hold our shape and slow the pace down. The usual changes as we look to hold on to the game. We're going to be a bit more disciplined as well. And fingers crossed for the last few minutes we can get a result. What an achievement it would be with 2 of our youngsters in the side. De Jong with the delivery. James flicks it on. And unfortunately, they've scored from it. It is 3-3. We're going to go back to balance, but we won't change the rest as we just want to make sure we don't lose the game now. It's still a brilliant result at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Courtney Otte's come on at left back as well, so a slightly familiar name there. But unfortunately for Spurs, although they're going to get a point out of this game, it doesn't look like they're going to get the 3 points they should be. Duque's cross is blocked and they've got another corner, so we shouldn't have said that too soon, as they've been threatening from set pieces all day and we just haven't got the aerial ability to cope. Lauren gets the ball at the back post as the ball goes over everyone. Kozel knocks it away, but but only as far as the midfielder. Jones Dodd, who's been a bit of a star for them, he finds De Jong the substitute. Jones Dodd again, all the way back to halfway for Laurent, and we're into our shape nicely, but we still don't look completely convincing. Torquay can't get there at the back post, Kozul lets it run out for a throw, and hopefully that will just about be it as we try to hang on for a 3-3 draw. We're back with Maxwell in goal, taking a long kick downfield. Diakabi knocks it away and it's only as far as the Spurs midfielder. Jones Dodd coming over halfway and he finds a substitute De Jong. Torquay's got in on the right hand side again. We really aren't competing well there, but Hassan clears the ball as far as Adam Lewis. He goes down the line to Rutherford. Can we create just one more chance? Rutherford's been fouled. It's brilliant centre forward play and we're going to drop our fullbacks back now as they keep getting caught out in attacking positions. They're both just going to be fullbacks on defend, and if we can see out the last 30 seconds, it would be yet another famous result on the road. Here's Adam Lewis to take it. Last chance to swing the ball into the box, but we're time wasting to the maximum now, so I don't know if we'll even get to take it. The highlight ends, we don't get to see it, but apparently according to the commentary, he laid it short to Kozul. Another free kick's been given and Jones Dodd's got the warning. Lewis delivers the ball, Taylor misses it, Hassan forces a brilliant save by the keeper. The youngster could have had a famous moment there. We're still playing a minute and a half past the 4 added on. Kozul delivers the corner to Beja, flicked into Diakabi. Probert's going to go for the shot, but in the end he goes back to Hassan. He shoots but it's blocked, and the final whistle finally goes. Despite going defensive at the end, we dominated the last couple of minutes of stoppage time, and unfortunately we just couldn't get the goal, despite both of our youngsters having chances. Let's go and talk to the boys though. A really wonderful performance, and a fantastic end to a dream first season in the league, as we finish up high in 11th place. The lads are delighted with the praise we've given them. Let's go and see what the media have said about the game, and then go and look at our end of season review to see just how well these lads have performed. 11th place is an incredible achievement with our wage bill. We're 18 points clear of West Ham, who finished just inside the relegation zone, and we're actually closer to the top 4 than we are the bottom 3. That's absolutely incredible. Liverpool wasted their chance to get into the top 4. They let Everton make it into the Champions League at their expense, so I'm pretty sure their fans won't be happy with that. But we don't need to worry about that for now. Hopefully we'll be up there in 2 or 3 years. I just want to go and have a look at the wage bill just so I can show you how it compares with other teams in the league to see just how far we are behind. We're spending 24 million a year on our salary. The next lowest is double the amount on 48 million, and the top teams in the league that we're competing with, like Spurs there today, 155 million, and City up on 238. It's absolutely incredible numbers, especially when you consider we're spending just half the amount of any other side in the league. That's an absolutely incredible achievement. We will have to raise it slightly next year, and we can do that with another year of Premier League funds. We've received 23.5 million for that position. The extra few places have really helped out. But what on earth are the board on about there? That's really angered me. I'm sorry, I've just noticed that. At one stage we looked like qualifying for the Champions League. We were 4th after about 3 games, and we've never been up there again since. That is absolutely disgraceful. They should be a little bit more grateful for what we've done. The post-match press conference we'll deal with in a minute. There's a review of the FA Cup as well. Apparently we were involved in the best match in the competition, our 3-3 draw at home to Burnley in the 3rd round. But let's go and finish on our end of season review, just to completely focus on how well the lads have done. Let's quickly include any unavailable players, just in case there's 1 or 2 that aren't there. I think that's everyone though, to be honest, so let's put them in selection info order, and with the player with the most appearances at the top. Rutherford's top with 37 starts and 2 substitute appearances. Maxwell and Beja started 37 each as well. Cisse and Lonergan Irwin are up there. There's so many regulars in the team. We've got 9 or 10 real stalwarts, all the way down to Leclerc in fact, and loads of players contributed, even the youngsters towards the end of the year. Of course the average ratings are a little bit lower than usual, but it is to be expected when we're losing more games than we're winning. But the fact that we've managed to get into mid-table is absolutely fantastic, and the lads deserve all the rewards they're going to get, even if their average ratings don't reflect that. In terms of goals, we've been reliant on Rutherford, although Daniel Kozul's been a revelation on the left wing. He's contributed 9 goals as well, with Rutherford getting 16, Allingham and Lindstrom with 5 apiece from midfield too, and Billy Lee Meaney and Bobby Duncan, the sub-strikers, both getting 4 apiece. They didn't get too many chances this year. Lee Meaney will probably be off in the summer in truth, but he really contributed when we needed him to, so we can't be too unhappy with that. Adam Lewis and Coelho got 4 apiece as well, and a few other lads contributed 1 or 2. The only thing we were really missing, that we've had in previous years, was Reece Williams from set pieces. Used to score a hatful of goals just because he was 6'6" and could outjump everyone. He might not have done it in this division anyway, but we've only got 1 or 2 goals from our central defenders. But we're not going to worry about that too much. They did their job at the back, which was the main thing. In terms of assists, Allingham's top with 8. We've got 7 for a couple more of the midfielders, and loads of people contributing 1 or 2. So I'm really delighted with how they spread that out. I can see Talasise's wanted the right back, a player that we said was going to be a superstar. He's wanted by a lot of Premier League clubs. He's worth £10 million now, but he continues to improve off the pitch, and I'm really delighted with his progress. And finally, in order of average rating, there's a few players above a 7 that need a mention. Jimmy Lindstrom was an absolute superstar after joining in January, 7.07. He got Player of the Month after joining the club for January, was instrumental in our result at Arsenal and our win at home to Man City. Coelho and Bedger above a 7 again, although that does show how much of a miss Coelho's going to be next season if we can't tempt him to join us permanently. Stevie Maxwell, the new goalkeeper, he got a rating of 7 as well. Kozl's just under there, and although we've not got many ratings above a 7, there's lots in the 6.8s and 9s, with just a few lower ratings down the bottom. The anchorman role was always going to have a lower rating, as they don't have as much of a contribution in the game, but as long as they're doing the job and helping us keep clean sheets, I'm completely happy with what they're doing. The other big positive surprise for me this year has been Craig Lonergan-Irwin. We were talking at the start of the year about him being a weakness and maybe needing to replace him in January. He's come on leaps and bounds. He's now got 3.5 star ability. He only had 2.5 at the start of the season. He's really developed technically, so I think he's going to be a first choice player next year. A really good signing, and only 375 grand, don't forget. So I'm really pleased that we managed to get him in, and he's starting to think about asking for a new deal. We'll deal with some of those in the summer, as we want to get players tied down for 4 or 5 years, and then again it's just going to be a process of building around the first team and bringing in some stronger players in place of our squad members. So in the next episode, our transfer special at the start of season 12, it may be time to say goodbye to some of our former heroes. Nico Williams on the right, Adam Lewis on the left, Alex Bass in goal, Bergamini's going to be off anyway, but even possibly the likes of Rowan McDonald and Bobby Duncan, we might well be saying goodbye to all of them. They've all been brilliant servants, so if they do go in the next episode, we'll make sure we have a big transfer special focusing on them, just so we can talk about what a brilliant contribution they've all made to the club. But if you did enjoy this episode and this first season in the Premier League, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what your highlight of the season was, or who you think our best player's been, or maybe even just a special signing that you think's developing really well. I'm interested to know who you think we should replace in the summer. I think our first 11's pretty much there. It's just about getting that stronger central midfield base. It's what I'm going to try and throw almost all of my money at, as I think that's the area we're definitely weakest. Is there anyone I haven't mentioned that you think I should let go, or that's disappointed you a little bit this season? I'm certainly interested to know your thoughts, to see if you agree with my thought process. I know it's always hard in these sort of series letting those players go who have been so good for us and helped to 3, 4 or 5 promotions, but I know that we have to do it, otherwise it just holds us back, and a lot of these lads will want to be playing football as well, and we want them to go out while they're still remembered fondly. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from my 2 long-term stories, this one part of the furniture with Torquay United, and then our journeyman series, The Head Coach, where we move from club to club with no say in transfers or contracts. Season 11 of that one starts on Saturday. There's an element of unknown to the episode. We're not sure which club we'll be at, we have no idea what competitions we'll be managing in, and we have no idea how our director of football is going to treat the transfer window if we are still at Newcastle. So I hope you'll come along and join me for that, and then this one will be back with a transfer special on Sunday as we move into the start of season 12, hoping to avoid any second season syndrome in the Premier League. There's also weekly content from my Snooker 19 career every Friday at 4:30, and then from the middle of next week we'll have plenty of career mode content from Cricket 19, the official game of the Ashes. That one comes out next week, and I'm hoping to have lots of content from that series. But the FM19 content's going nowhere, so I hope you'll come and join me in the next one as we start a brand new season in both series this weekend. But a massive thanks for watching as always, and your continued support with the series. I really do appreciate it, and we'll see you next time for our big transfer special as we move into our second Premier League season.